on this. What's today? Wacky Wednesday. You already know. We right here at work decided to hop on, chop it up with individuals, see what the talk of the town is going down. The word of the curve, you heard me. Now, it's an early one today. Had to hop into work early. You already know. Unfortunately, we're not getting out early, though. We're still staying our shift, so, you know, we're going to be here for quite some time. And it is raining, so we have some fucked up weather right now. It's literally raining right now, so that's probably the sound that you guys will probably hear in the background. Valiendo shit. Raining on Christmas. Rain on Thanksgiving. Rain on New Year's. Valiendo dick. Mr. Pasa is definitely up in the casa for the raza. ¿Qué onda, loco? ¿Qué dice la buena? ¿Está lloviendo allá donde estás tú o qué pedo? Porque aquí están viendo los gatos perros. What's cracking like the homie Derek definitely up in the building? What's good, my loke? You know, we chilling like a villain, homie. On this New Year's Eve. Not much of celebrating weather, though, because it's some fucked up weather we're having. Should be wet and wild right now. Like the ones in Figueroa. Oh, you work today too? All right. So at least I'm not the only one. Yeah. I feel you, though. I feel you. Yeah, but at least we get paid that extra bacon, no? What are your thoughts on... Who? Who destroys stuff? Psycho Dad? Who's that, though? Psycho Dad from Married with Children? Al's role model? I don't know if you ever watched Married with Children. In my high school years, I said his videos are real. Then when his Psycho series ended, he announced that they were fake and what? Psycho Dad? Nah, I don't even know who that is, bro. No, well, he would do like fake stunts or what? Oh, nah, I don't know who that is. I'm not too much on game like when it comes to YouTubers. Like I don't really know much about it, you know. I saw him right, but I'm not like, you know, well, I don't know the space of the internet all that well like that. You know, because mostly I just tune into like sports stuff or educational stuff and music. Barely recently, like I started, you know, watching some channels that cover some of these individuals, these frauds, and some of these weirdos on the net. You know what I mean? But yeah, but there's definitely a lot of goofballs that on you on the internet that have faked all kinds of stupid shit. You know what I mean? And bozos like Andrew Tate and you know weirdos like that too. The ones that would literally say anything just to get clicks. The rage bait. This year was alright, nothing good or bad, just something else. As in, like for yourself, or you mean on the internet, on the yarda? What this new year will bring? Shit. Where are you from? I am from California, Los Angeles, to be exact. That is where I'm at. Oh, you in general? All right, I feel you. I feel you. Hey, as long as you learn something new this year, you educated yourself on stuff, right? Um, you you learned several things, then it was a good year, bro. We're better than we were yesterday, so it's all to the gravy. As long as you're just pushing ahead. Can't go backwards. Like some individuals. You see that happen on the internet a lot. They seem to go backwards. Catch the bomb, my friend? The bomb? What bomb? Oh, because you're Russian? I don't get it. Hey, I got no problems, my. What do you think about Rasa who says June bugs to the brothers? They say, well, I don't know what it means. I can't say whatever they want. But see, that's the thing though. Like the June bugs, it's different if you're talking about a June bug, like when you're saying like you're talking about the actual bug, right? Compare that to when you're referring to somebody as that. You get what I'm saying? Like it's completely different with the context. Like you're calling this person this, right? So you're meaning to disrespect. You know, it's not like you're talking about the actual June bug. No, you're referring to this person as that. That's what's disrespectful. Oh, the bum. People don't catch strays over there, they catch bombs. Damn, my boy should be getting active over there in Russia. With Ukraine. It is no joke. Straight gang banging. On a whole nother level. Do you play Capture the US? No. What is that? Is that a game? Online? Oh, you're gonna capture the US. Why, bro? You don't want the US, bro. Has all kinds of problems. And plus, y'all gotta worry about Ukraine right now. Y'all can't be worrying about the US right now. Y'all got Ukraine to worry about. Hey, you know them guys, hey, they ain't no joke, homie. Hey, Zelensky, that was a black belt, one of the, top snipers, black belt, comedian, chef. My boy's a Swiss Army knife. Hey, put him maybe down without, without his shirt, I'm thinking he legit, right? But Zelensky really be out there in the battlefield, homie. Bulletproof vest and everything. He'll be riding on his ops. Lottery or poker? You mean loteria? Shit, loteria all day. La sirena, el tambo. La puta, oh no, that's not, no. Es la dama, ¿no? El Catrín. Should be getting hectic when you're playing loteria, bros. Hey, people be getting real, especially when you're playing for feria. Why haven't gangs utilized drones in gang warfare? One, they're not gonna take the time to do that. You know what I mean? Two, drones can be tracked back to you. You know what I mean? Anytime you purchase a drone, the drone's gonna have some type of connection to you. And I just don't see the purpose of like a drone. Like, how would it be useful to us though? Zelensky have some black nuts in his ass. Why do they gotta be black? The Laurel Street still trying to grow innovation. That's what that guy used to say, Bandit, before he was removed from the internet. Why do you speak Mexican? Because I'm Mexican, bro. I'm Mexican American. Um, they don't have. Yeah, of course they don't have that many numbers because they're green lighters. Not that many people are gonna want to join something that's green lighted. You know what I mean? Because they know the situation and how many enemies they'll make from the get go, right? So a lot of people are not willing to make that leap because of that reason. It's gonna be a lot of people you gotta watch out for. It ain't easy, especially down here. Drones are so useful. Yeah, drones are useful in warfare, but not for street activity though. Like I really don't see how it would be useful for activity. They're using drones in Ukraine like crazy. Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's a lot better. It's an easier way to fight war because you don't lose manpower like that. You're causing a lot of damage, so you're creating damage by a- attacking them by massive amounts, right? Without losing no soldiers. It's like the perfect way to fight war, you know, especially against like tanks because well they outmaneuver tanks, right? Tanks are kind of like a thing of the tanks nowadays. Tanks are pretty much useless. Know, they really can't do much in the field, right? Because there's so many weapons out there that can easily dismantle the tank, and tanks are expensive, so it's just not worth it. You get those drones, they just drop the bomb on top of the tank, and that's it. The tank's done. That's it. It's a wrap. And drones, you don't have to spend as much as like painting it like a tank. It's literally perfect. See, the problem with Russia's strategy of like going to war is one, they rely too much on intimidation, like them being such a superpower and having that reputation of one of the biggest militaries and shit like that, right? So they rely too much on the fear tactic, right? So then when somebody back down to their threats, so now they actually had to show them what they're really about. Then they seen that a lot of their stuff was outdated. A lot of their equipment was outdated already. It was old, and in modern days, it's just not effective. Yes, they had a lot of military stuff, but it was already obsolete, bro, because it's old school. And how do we know this to be true? And it's not like I'm just hating on Russia. Like I said, I have no horse in the race, right? I don't give a fuck about none of this, right? Like, so it ain't nothing to me. But the reason I say that is because the evidence in itself. Because if it wasn't true, then Russia would have already taken over you. It would have been a done deal. Russia's way bigger than Ukraine. Its military is way bigger than Ukraine's. This shit would have been a wrap, bro. That shit would have been over already. But it's not. Here we are still. They're still fighting. That goes to show you that they weren't as powerful as they were, and that their stuff wasn't, you know, updated. That's crazy though. It's kind of like that big guy who just intimidates everybody with his size, but in all reality, he's never a fight in a day in his life because he's to everyone's backing down because of his size. So then when somebody actually confronts him and is like, "Okay, let's do this," he's like, "Oh shit, hey, but I don't know how to fight. I've never been in a fight a day in my life." That's what happens. And you know what's even more sad though? That we're in modern day times, bro, and we still have countries trying to take over another country, bro. Like if this is the fucking like Stone Age and shit. Like, bro, like let them be, bro. They don't want to be a part of you. Like what are you doing, bro? Just let them people be. You know what I mean? They don't want to fuck with you, bro. It's cool. But nah, bro just needs that power. He just doesn't want them being. He just doesn't want them to align themselves with NATO. He doesn't want NATO so close to to, you know, close to home. Even the cartels use drones. No, yeah, see, the cartels are actually a business, though. Cartels are actually making money, and actually, to them, a cartel is a business empire. Gangs are not. Gangs are you know chaotic, just looking out to terrorize and cause havoc. They're not looking to make money. Some of them do make money. Some of them do, go about it that way, right? But a majority of it is just running around and causing chaos, and it's not a business, bro. It's more of individuals just lashing out at the world. You get what I'm saying? Cartels and gangs are very, very different. Just like mafias and gangs are very, very different. They operate and move completely different from each other. These people are secretive and shadows. These people are out and very vocal. They're secretive about the gangster life. Maravilla had yeah, but see, Maravilla was my. Keep in mind that Maravilla was not only was it a big chunk of Los Angeles, but Maravilla was a multiple of gangs. It was a gang because, like I said, all the Maravilla gangs are different gangs. So in reality, it was like fucking 17 different gangs. You know what I mean? So obviously they were able to pull it off because, and they controlled a big massive territory, and they were big gangs. They weren't little gangs; they were big gangs. So, and remember, they didn't start off as writers. So you know what I mean? So of course it was more easier for them compared to Lowell Street. Lowell Street was just a clique that broke off of El Reno. They were just a clique. These were actual fucking gangs. That's the difference. Drones can send stuff into prison. No, no, but here's the thing though. Drones can send stuff to prison, but it wouldn't be effective though. The drones would get spotted. You know, and people would be able to see the package, land and especially, you know, when you're living on a day to day routine, like every day is the same routine, right? You're gonna notice something out of place, bro. It's gonna stand out like a sore thumb, right? So you're gonna notice some shit like that. You know, in there, people's, their senses are like to the max, bro. So they notice every little thing. It's just gonna be hard for you to get that actual package in there. I could see it maybe being effective like in other countries, right, where maybe the security isn't as good. But here in America, even though it has its faults to it, the security is still gonna be able to pick up something as like a drone dropping off something. Did you know Russia banned fireworks for New Year's because it was so loud and that it can miss? Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I believe that though. I could see that. Makes sense. Plus, drones are super cheap and take out tanks. Ships. Yeah, facts, bro. Facts. Cheap, very cheap. But people don't care. Yeah, people are never gonna care. No, yeah. Back then, tanks were like the shit, bro. Like tanks were a game changer. But that was back then, bro. You know what I mean? When fucking you would have to every time you shot at the gun, you would have to reload it. You would have to add the gunpowder with the stick. Nah. the way a war was so stupid, how they was in a row and each other, right? So you're just standing and waiting to get shot. Fuck that. Like, what kind of a strategy was that, bro? Fucking goofballs. It's like the worst way. It's like the worst strategy ever. Uh, Airplanes, yep. The cartels in Mexico um, probably have a lot of drones ready to, in case a U.S. invades. Also, I can tell you this much though: the cartels could prepare themselves as much as they possibly want, but if the United States military comes in there, there is nothing, and I mean nothing, these cartels are gonna be able to do about it, bro. They won't even stand a chance, not even close to stand a chance, bro. Like, people don't understand how powerful the United States military is. Like, they would, if they really wanted to, they would fucking rock them. You know what I mean? How do we know this? Just look at the amount that we spend on our military, bro. We spend more on our military than like all the countries put together, bro. You know what I mean? Our budget spending is fucking outrageous, you know. And we know these weapons work because we're always in conflicts where we having to use these weapons because the United States sticks their nose in everybody's business, right? Where we're always involved in some kind of military work with another country. United States never stops fighting wars, bro. I swear to God, we always have been in war. Wars never have ended for us. But yeah, we're the peaceful ones. The United States is full of shit, bro. I guess they were like, "Fuck, we got caught with our pants down once. We're not gonna happen again." Europe is helping Ukraine. Yeah, I get that, but you can understand why though. Like, when you have a country that's trying to just take over another country, of course everybody's gonna feel some kind of sympathy for that country, right? Because they don't want no part of this other country, but yet that country doesn't care. Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, this is not back in this no more. Like, bro, they don't want to be a part of you guys, bro. So why the fuck you trying to force them to? Like, you can never get something good out of forcing somebody to join your side, bro. They're gonna always hold this animosity. There's always gonna be this fucking grudge, and it's just, and then the chances of, you know, them trying to take you out or another fucking uh revolution or rebel groups, spawn out of that. Fuck that. If the U.S. invaded Mexico, you will a lot of drones. Yeah. No, well, and the thing is that the Mexican military doesn't have a good military either. You know what I mean? Because, well, they hardly spent any money on their military, but that's only because Mexico had too many wars so close together, that weren't even that long ago, that people were tired of fighting, and they just never wanted the government. Anytime the government ever tried to throw an idea where, like, hey, let's everyone chip in, for the military, people are like, nah, fuck that. For what? We should be having no wars. We're tired of wars already. It was hard to create a budget to, put for the military. That's why they can't combat the cartels, bro. How is it that the cartels have better equipment than the fucking military, bro? Come on now. That's embarrassing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know that there's some modern ones that are still effective, right? But in reality, if you look at the costs, the maintenance, the not only that, but it's not like the tank could actually like even go everywhere, right? Because it has its limits to it as well, right? If the terrain isn't stable enough, the tank is pretty much useless. You know what I mean? before in the World War One and Two, yeah, of course it was effective. I mean, for the terrain and shit like that, right? It's like if they were built for that, but in these times and days, no. Did you know Russia have a nuclear system called Canada detected nukes and not just nuclear rockets? No, yeah. That's one thing that Russia does have. Its nuclear program, its weapon. Yeah, when it comes to the nukes, yeah, they got that. They do got that. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the more reasons why people allow Putin to do the things he does, right? Because he has those. If he didn't have those nukes, man, they would have already, tried to take his ass out, right? But you know what I mean? He does have the nukes though. And he does seem like a motherfucker that's bitter enough that he'll fuck the whole planet up if he has to. He ain't gonna give a shit. Because remember, in war times, hey, the side that loses, bro, the president should be very, very worried. Because 9 times out of 10, bro, the president, after the war, the president's done. That's it. He's cooked. He's done deal. Said here's invading the cartels would go from to freedom fighters if the U.S. doesn't have a. No, yeah. The cartels are gonna fight regardless, though. They're gonna fight because America's always gonna be an enemy for them. So they're gonna fight half of their country and shit like that. Because obviously the was it the enemy of my enemy is my friend. If you live in Bell, United States. If you live in Bell, why Bell? Hey, Happy New Year's, Thunderloke. Ya sabes, aquí nomás, echándole como. Pistear. I don't have any New Year's. Well, fireworks, nah. As long as you have beer or alcohol, that's all you need, my boy. You don't need no fireworks. You get so drunk that you could just imagine the fireworks. Look, I need a smart chick for my pickup, any. So actually, I do. Yes, I do. I actually do know some. Get at me at my email, my boy, and I'll shoot it. And it's not that far. It's close by. And cheap, too. Cheap. And I know that because, apenas llevé, el car de I don't know if mi cuñado, but that shit was, if they got that one to go, hey, bro, anything will go. If you go to my other channel, it's on my fucking thing. It's on my my main page shit. Or if not, I'll put it in the comments on this shit. Don't trip, my boy. We got you. I usually kill the code with my center and pass it. No, the way some of these places do this, bro, even if you clear them, because I have tried that before too, but it didn't work. But luckily, you all have some individuals out there that, ya sabes, un poquito de extra feriecilla abajo de la mesa, no duele. Hey, because in Ultra Reality, bro, that whole smart chick, tags and all that is fucking stupid. We're the only place that fucking does that. Fucking scam, bro. Welcome to America. Every other place, bro, hey, once you buy your car, bro, that's it. You don't gotta worry about nothing. You know what I mean? Don't worry about getting tags and shit like that. You set. But here in America, every year, you get do this, get that, get pay this, get pay that. Su puta madre. Like, why are you forcing people to fucking get smart check? ¿Pa qué, güey? If the carpet's down, fuck it. Let them. When are you going to grow your hair long again? I never had my hair long. Ever. For you, it always been that's a trip. Because I have tried that. Nope. Why do you think your YouTube channel hasn't taken off? Meaning the main channel. Oh no, but see, that's not my goal though. Like, I'm not looking to take off though. You know. Like one, I'm honest, right? I don't do like drama, right? And normally people like that kind of stuff, right? But I just don't feed into that. So the fact that it's just, I'm gonna just tell it like it is, that's not very exciting for people. You know what I mean? People want to see all the shenanigans and all the drama and the antics. They want to be entertained. You know, and I'm only here to conversate with people, like only interact and chop it up with them. I'm not here to become famous or make money. You know what I mean? I'm just looking to chop it up with people. You know, because if I really wanted to, like, I would be making videos, you know, that are dramatic, right, to get views, and I would be creating social medias to promote my channels in like Instagram and Facebook. But I don't do that. I don't have none of that. You know, because it's not my goal. You know what I mean? I know there's people that, you know, like, I'm not looking to make it a career though. I'm just looking here to chill, chop it up. And plus, the support I get is all, to me is, I mean, it's good enough, bro. Because, like I said, I ain't nobody, right? And so that people tune in, I mean, that to me is a trip in itself. So it's all to the gravy. When I like some of these other channels that be like, you know, hating on people just because they get only like a few, you know. Los que creen muy salsa. All right, gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it. It's good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.